Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to deliver a lesson for class 11th subject zoology. My today's topic is anatomy or internal morphology of cockroach. Under this topic today we will study about the anatomy or internal morphology of two very important organ systems of this insect, that is the digestive system and the blood vascular system. First of all, we will take up the digestive system. As you can see in this sketch, this is the insect and here is the alimentary canal shown in this sketch, which starts from the mouth and ends at the rectum and opens outside through the ends. For the easy understanding of this alimentary canal, it is divided into three distinct regions as depicted in this sketch. Digestive system divided into three main regions, that is number one, the foregut, the midgut and the hindgut. The foregut consists of different parts such as mouth, salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus. After esophagus there is crop and another organ, a very special organ in cockroach digestive system, that is the gizzard, which is also known as proventricularis. Now, as you can see in this sketch, mouth opens into the narrow pharynx, which leads into the esophagus. Esophagus ultimately leads into a wider sac-like structure called the crop, which is in fact meant for the storage of ingested food material. This crop opens into a cup-shaped structure as seen here. It is known as gizzard. As I already said, that gizzard is a very special organ of this system. The gizzard, so far the anatomy of the gizzard is concerned, if the gizzard is visualized in a transverse section, we see its outer membrane consists of circular muscles, a layer of circular muscles. Internally it is lined with a thick cuticle. This cuticle forms about 6 highly chitinous teeth-like structures which are meant for cutting, grinding and mastication of the food. This whole foregut is in fact lined by a layer of cuticle internally, which is actually a polyester polymer. Now after this we come to the midgut. But one thing is worth to mention here, that at the junction of the foregut and midgut, as depicted in this diagram, at the foregut ends here, and at the now from here the hindgut starts. Now at the junction of these foreguts and midgut there are about 6 to 8 tabular hepatic cocci, which actually secrete certain digestive enzymes that help in the digestion of the ingested food. After hepatic cocci, this highly coiled tubular structure is the midgut. Midgut is not lined with cuticle. There is a reason why the midgut is not lined with the cuticle, because midgut is meant for the absorption of food materials from this lumen of this this tubule, and also it secretes certain digestive enzymes. If it was lined with the cuticle, then it would hinder its functions of absorption and secretion. Now, at the junction of this midgut and hindgut, there are about more than 300 fine thread-like structures, as is seen in this sketch. These thread-like structures are called Malpighian tubules. These Malpighian tubules perform the function of excretion, that is, the removal of nitrogenous wastes from the body. After this, here starts from these Malpighian tubules starts the hindgut. Hindgut is composed of different parts. Initially it is very narrow part is known as ileum. Then this somewhat wider part is known as colon. This colon opens into this wider region called the rectum, which ultimately opens outside through the anus. Now, one thing which is very important to mention here, that the cuticle, the thick cuticle, which provides a protective function, is present only in the foregut and hindgut, whereas this cuticle lining is absent in the midgut. This is about the anatomy or internal morphology of the digestive system. After it, we will take up the next organ system of this insect, that is the blood vascular system. As depicted in this diagram, this is the blood vascular system. These are the chambers of heart extending throughout the length of the body dorsally, and is supported by a series of alary muscles. These are the alary muscles. The circulatory system of the cockroach is open type, and the circulating body fluid is colorless, known as hemolymph. Hemolymph, or the circulating body fluid, consists of plasma and blood cells called as hemocytes. Plasma in this cockroach is colorless because it lacks any respiratory pigment, as is seen in human beings and other animals. The tubular heart of this insect consists of almost 13 funnel-shaped chambers. The hemolymph, or the circulating body fluid, enters the heart through the openings known as ostia and pumped anteriorly to sinuses again. These alary muscles, there are almost 12 alary muscles that help in the circulation of hemolymph through heart and perivascular cavity. This was all about the anatomy or internal morphology of digestive system and blood vascular system of this insect. Now in our next class we will take up the other organ systems of this insect. Until then, thank you and good luck.